Why, hello, you beautiful soul. I hope that you're having a great start to your Sunday. I appreciate the patience. Had a show last night, was working sound at a festival, and just needed to rest. But just as much as the earth is the home space for the roots of trees, that the water, the oceans, is the home for fish and the water aquatic life, so too is our home of source for us spiritual beings, because it's that remembrance now more than ever that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And in order to really fully nourish ourselves, we're bringing it back to the breath. We are born from the breath, we are born from sound. And unless we come to honoring our origin, we'll never fully be able to express ourselves and radiate that love, that Christ love in which we are. So we're going to be doing things a little bit different in this guided meditation. There's going to be a lot more breath work involved. And it's nothing crazy. We're not doing any holotropic breathing, nothing like that. It's a lot more gentle. It's very much so a dusting type of process for your physical body, so it can be the purest vessel for source to flow through. Now, there's been a lot of downloads and a lot of happenings since the water fast, but this embodiment, this next level of really spiritual living, is integral for all of us, because we need to be radiating at our max capacity during this time of transition, because we want to hold down the bandwidth for the collective. A rising tide will lift all ships. So be that light in the world that you were created to be. Get your last few wiggles out, a few little neck rolls. Really make sure that you're comfortable and loose. A few stretches. And we'll take a nice deep breath in just to kind of regulate the system. Opening the jaw, relaxing the mouth. We're going to do 2 more of those. Next one, we'll have our tongue out. On that exhale, wanting to relax the throat. And in this last one, a nice deep breath in. And a gentle sigh, whatever sound you need on the release. Now, hopefully in this process, like myself, you're going to get rid of a little gas. So feeling some burps coming along, feel free to kind of tap the belly, give the chest and throat clear, excuse me. And we're going to get right into it. When you hear the first tap of the singing bowl, again, we'll take a nice deep breath in. And as you relax and lower the jaw, our exhale will be transmuted into a mighty and powerful Om. Release the body of breath here. Just as frantic as fish are when we take them out of water, but the calm and experience they feel when they go back in it. Right now, it's that opportunity for us to go back to the ocean in which we were born in. That love and light, that breath of the Creator. And just as we're returning home, it's that excitement, it's that love. So ensure that you have a smile on your face throughout this practice. Train the body. Remember in the soul that this is home, this is safe, that this is where we can fully be our fullest expression, effortlessly, easily, and lovingly. When you hear this next tap of the singing bowl, allow yourself to simply shift your attention to the sound of the bowl as it rings. And as it fades into silence, so too allow yourself to shift that awareness towards the quiet, the calm, the stillness, and allow all to drop away. And as we begin this practice, we want to ensure that you're resting in a comfortable position. If it helps to feel the body, and place your hands on your lower dantian. Point your fingers resting on the navel. For here it's where we will pump the body with breath, with life, with love. And in these first few practices, we'll be clearing the ground of any stagnancy, any tensions, but ensuring that we're breathing full breaths from this lower dantian, this fire, this furnace, into our infant breaths, all patterns in which we were born into, so we may be better aligned with the flow of life. And then again, we may clear our body of any energies that are blocking ourselves from fully receiving and radiating that divine love and light we are. Taking a full deep breath, slow and gentle. Allow yourself to fill up that lower abdominal wall before breathing into the upper lungs and filling up the chest. Breathe in as slow as you can, but as full as you can. And when you feel the body is peaked and capped with air, squeeze in a few more breaths. And simply gently hold. The duration of this hold is whatever is comfortable for your form. But it's here we begin to listen to the body on what it needs. And as you release this breath, again through the nose, a slow and gentle release. We'll be taking 3 more breaths like this at your own pace. And when we're drawing in this life force, it's important to see it just as that. Air, prana, chi, everything is energy. This is our first source outside of sunlight. And as we are born from sound and breath, so too when we return to it, that ocean of the Creator, we fill each and every cell with that light, that love. Again, a deep breath in, starting that lower dantian, that lower lung. And when it's full, you rise, lift the breath up to the chest, coming through the heart space, allowing yourself to be lifted, elevated to the filling up of air, holding gently for the body to release yet again, the breath when it's called to. This isn't a practice to strain. It's not a competition to see who can hold on to their breath the longest. Ebb and flow. If you found yourself already at 4 breaths, continue to breathe in this slow fashion. We'll take 2 more together. And a deep inhale here again. And in this slow rhythmic fashion, we begin to de-stress the body. We allow our horse to settle, to fully relax, to control the form to the point where we know we're safe. And it's this safety that is of the utmost importance in this practice, for it's the openness for us to fully receive. Again, 1 more breath here. And it's in this fashion we can see the breath, pranayama, as the medicine. And with any and all medicines in this world, the potency of it, the capacity to heal, transform, and transmute solely relies on safety, our vulnerability, our openness. So here we allow ourselves to open our own flower, to blossom like spring, to be reborn. And that is the power of the breath. Take 1 deep breath in, and a more forcible release through the mouth. And simply hold the breath comfortably. When the body feels the need to breathe again, ensure you're breathing from that lower dantian gently. But it's through the breath we allow ourselves to build separation, not only from the form, but from all the internal happenings. It's through the breath that we can still the mind. It's through the breath that we can settle the emotions and calm the body. And just as we can calm, we can excite, we can activate, we can fully imbue the fire element into ourselves. With our next series of breaths, we'll be quickening the pace. We'll be focusing on filling up that lower dantian, that lower furnace of energy, of chi, of prana, in order to cultivate more life force within our form. The pattern of the breath will simply be breath in through the nose and an exhale out through the mouth. But everything from here will be limited by how much we can expand and contract that lower abdominal wall. When I breathe in, we must feel that lower dantian, that lower belly expand. And when we exhale, we want to draw that belly button tight to the spine as much as we can until we feel that lower transverse abdominal wall tension filled taut, pulling the organs back to their natural position. We'll be doing 5 of these breaths together, and then there'll be a round of doing them on your own to the sound of the bowl as your start and your finish. Take a deep breath in and a forcible exhale out through the mouth, pulling it tight. Again, release. In, release. In, and release. And then as you rest here, feel the changes from the form. Begin to observe, is the body heating up? Know that this is that sign that you are filling yourself up with that life force, with that chi. And it's in these moments we allow it to distribute itself naturally throughout the form. When you hear the next tap of the singing bowl, we will initiate that process of you doing these breaths on your own. That deep in and that forcible expansion on the exhale. When you're doing this, again, envision yourself filling up with light with each and every breath. Every cell becomes more charged, transmuting from any color in which you seek, but ultimately shining brighter than white. Allowing yourself to physically see your body in your mind's eye as a being of light, becoming brighter and brighter and brighter with every breath. Begin. Take your last breath in, filling yourself up as much as you can, and holding it. Allowing that breath to travel up through the spine. And again, releasing the body of breath whenever you feel comfortable. But allowing yourself here to even see the shifts of that necessity to inhale or exhale. Once the body is charged and you're feeling yourself becoming more electrified, more charged, we want to bring again that essence of relaxation and calm. And just as we've been practicing with that hand on the lower dantian, we'll again begin to breathe, in this case, golden light from the tips of the toes to the crown of the skull. Each breath will serve as breathing in that life force into a certain part of the body, whether you be sitting or lying down. Breathing in life. Each and every toe with golden light, to the first knuckle, to the soles of the feet, to the heel, all the way up through the foot, to that ankle joint. In our next breath, that golden light begins to rise as if we're pouring water into a vase, through the Achilles, through the shin, seeping into the calves, and filling up just below the knee. In these slow exhales, we release the tensions from those regions. Our next breath in, we come filling up the knee. As it stretches up the thighs, the hamstrings, and the quads, and the groin. And brings ourselves to those ball and sockets in the hips. Again, releasing the tension in our exhale in those regions. Like a pump taking it in and clearing out all that doesn't serve the body. And we fill up our next breath from that perineum, filling up through the groin, through the sexual organs, into the hips, and just beginning to enter into the base of the spine and the tailbone. And as you exhale and release, you may observe pops and clicks throughout the body. Know that you are simply clearing channels out for that. Our next breaths, we will fill up those lower lumbar. Starting in the tailbone, that root chakra, up through the sacral, and resting up into the belly button. And allowing the form to release whatever sounds, tensions it needs to in your exhales. As we begin to fill up the torso, we start from that belly button in this breath. And bring ourselves up through the ribs, through the solar plexus, into the heart. And resting once we reach that crest of the armpits, filling up the sternum and the back of the spine. And as we release the breath again, what do you see within the form? What observations have you seen halfway through this practice? Our next breaths, we focus on the tips of the fingers. Knuckle by knuckle, filling up the hand, the thumbs, the palms, and all the way to our wrist. And again, releasing the tension in the hands, these powerful healing vessels and portals for our energy to flow in and out of through the palms themselves. Our next breath from the wrist, up through the forearm to the elbow. Allow yourself to feel the tension release in the back of the forearms. And as these centers flow back to the heart, we begin with these first levers, those elbows, that pump blood, chi, back through the heart space by calming that joint with our breath, filling up that bicep and tricep with that golden light, all the way up to the shoulders. And from here, we begin to fill up from the armpits up through the shoulders and the remaining areas of the traps and then the neck until we reach the base of our cervical vertebrae, right above your collarbone. Allowing that upper chest to be elevated, lifted as you physically feel more light, the weight being released in your exhale. You may feel yourself becoming taller, the spine becoming more erect and elongated. This is normal in this practice. From here, we fill up the neck, up into the base of the skull, all the way through the throat chakra. Again, filling ourselves up with that golden light. To the crown. And that transition point, that blood-brain barrier. And from here, our next breath will be focused on the head space. From the tips of our chin to the tip of the tongue, begin to relax the inner mouth with our breath, filling ourselves up with golden light. And filling up all the way to the nose, through the ears, through the third eye in our eyes, all the way to the crown, tip of the skull. And again, releasing the body of breath here. And we'll take one more clearing breath through the tips of the toes all the way back up to the crown. With one more final clearing, we take a deep breath in, filling up the entirety of the body again with that golden light, teeming each and every cell with that radiant love, all the way to the tip of the crown. And it's here with our next two breaths that we will reverse that flow, drawing in the breath not from the tips of the toes, but from the crown of our skull, allowing that crown chakra to open up like a blowhole at the top of our head, as if you're underneath a waterfall, a shower. And this is where we become effortless with our breathing. We simply task the body to take the breath in. But for ourselves, spirit, the rider, the witness, our sense of I am, our focus, is to simply feel that air, that chi, that prana, flow down through the body, clearing out anything that's holding us back from fully receiving Source's love. Take the breath in, feeling it flow down from the crown into the third eye, into the heart, through the solar plexus and the sacral center, deep into the root, all the way through the soles of the feet, going back into the earth. And again, with another breath, in from the tip of the crown, and allowing all to wash away. No longer focusing or forcing the body to breathe in any particular pattern, simply observe. How does the body feel? What are your observations from the beginning to now? How is the form observed before in its state? To the stillness and the calm, the quiet that may be witnessed now. And this brings us back into that point of radiating love. Breathing in source as everything around us, as we all are, of the Creator. Everything in this matrix of love and light is source. When we bring ourselves to practice pranayama, when we clear the body of tensions through the breath, we naturally make ourselves the perfect and clear channel, vessels for source to flow through. And when the stillness, the grounded beingness is cleared away, we can truly do the work that we need to. All of us have tried to light something on a windy day, and what does it need? A container where there's no flow, where we can simply ignite that which needs to be lit. So too see pranayama just as that house, that home, that safe space for your light to grow. Bring your observation, subtle awareness to the heart space. With a big smile on your face, we're going to take 4 breaths together through the heart, as if you have a funnel shooting outwards from it and one shooting backwards from it. We want to draw in the breath through the back and allow our exhale to be released through the chest, that radiant light, that feeling of love and excitement that we get when we have the warm embrace of a loved one that we've missed, when we come to achieve in success, when we conquer and overcome, when we're simply playing and having fun. We know that chest feeling, that smile of the heart. So allow yourself to take in the next deep breath through the back of the heart. And as it lifts and uplifts that upper center, allow your exhale with a smile on your face to be released gently, radiating from your heart space itself. Again, like a prop, lifting up the body itself. Take another deep breath in through the nose and the back of the heart. And again, with that smile, a gentle exhale through the nose, out of the front of it. 2 more in such fashion, in through the back of the heart. And expanding that breath outwards from the chest. And 1 more with the biggest smile on your face that you can muster, from the back of the chest. Radiating outward from the heart. When you hear the next tap of the singing bowl, we'll bring ourselves to that point of taking a breath in, and again transmuting our breath with a mighty powerful Om. And with that same glee and excitement which you've carried throughout this practice, again we'll chant that, proclaim that mighty divine chord with love, with excitement, and with playfulness. Release the body of breath here. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. And that is a loving feeling of the charge, the relaxation, and the calm. And I hope that you enjoyed this practice. It is one of the most potent ways to regulate the nervous system, to really clear the vessel in order to receive and radiate, to be yourself, and in order to really tap into the ground of being in which you stand upon, source, creator. We have to clear away those tensions sometimes. And during this time of transition, there's nothing more important than all of us coming into our own personal power, to know that no matter the situation, no matter the happenings, we can bring ourselves back to that effortless, open state of expression, of feeling, of calm, of quiet within. And when we become more secure and safe within the form by clearing this out, our soul is more comfortable to express and radiate and grow. Just as the analogy used in the practice, this practice of pranayama is like creating that home and that house for yourself to ignite something, in that, in this sense, is your beingness itself, your soul. To radiate love, to radiate what you are, but also to breathe in that in which is everything, the creator. So, with that, we shall wrap this one up. May the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment, for a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all whom ask. Namaste. I battle to find within you. Thank you so much for tapping in. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel great. I hope you feel radiant, playful, uplifted, and ultimately I hope that you can integrate this practice of just bringing yourself back to the breath. One of the most potent sources of tapping back into source, so that we can become clear channels for the creator to express through. Because when we do that, things get extra cinematic. And with that, I bid you adieu. Love you so much. Peace.